creativity and ADHD 2.0 was seen as one of those stimulation sources, which was one of the first times when I really felt like, wow, okay, now it clicks, because I know that that's my fuel. So, but the thing of it is, there's different ways to be creative. There's different ways to be engaged with something that you're losing time in and you're connected to. But this one is very cerebral. I think of something where you're squinting and you're at the library and you're thinking. So that mode is like kind of the hardcore learning mode. And I would say for me, if I was to look back at grad school, man, it could have been so much easier. Could have been, this is the why in it all, because it's easier. So our brain can only reasonably absorb so much information and learn like the sort of information, facts-based crunching stuff, or, skills that we're just like getting better at. We can only take in so much a day. So we're sort of taking that energy that we have, the mental energy. If you look at a pie chart, we have this much mental energy, or directing the energy in certain areas. Well, the brainiac stuff is only going to be part of that. And if we try to run that off the rails, we're missing out on athleticism. We're missing out on sort of creative expression that is free from the thinking.
I think that's a great way to look at it. And I oftentimes speak to my patients about bandwidth. There's only so much that we have. I think, yes, things can be very intellectually stimulating and wonderful in these different arenas, but I think where a lot of people with ADHD have challenges is that you're with a partner that doesn't really understand that. Some people are just more in that inattentive. Some people are just more of that combined, and they've just got to go. And they're different things that are affecting your life. And I think it's not all, cast with one broad brush. What really kind of falls by the wayside, especially when people have jobs where they are intellectually stimulated, that they've got autonomy, they've got a period of, creativity they can tap into. And not to say it's not good to be great at your job and to sit there and create amazing things, but it's not everything. I mean,
work is not everything.
But I mean, it shouldn't be. And if you make that case, you're just challenging those relationships and stressing them even further.
So when we have this balance, like, okay, work is going to take us this far with the coding, and then you have this thing you're doing with your kids, whatever you're playing baseball or what have you, then you're tapping into another stimulation source. So we're giving our brain another opportunity to be stimulated. And this is the type of stimulation that isn't cheap. It's something that's going to carry us through the days. So we're never going to look like other people. I think our brain's going to be on or off. But if there's a way to sort of approach this more stimulated state and look for what we talked about, this idea of sustained hyperfocus, where we can switch from one thing to the other, different stimulation sources with less burnout. But since the ADHD trap consists of burnout, you know what that means. Here it comes. I'm going to put some sound effect there, some screeching tires. I think it's fun to talk about the things we enjoy. Let's talk about burnout. What's the difference between, oh man, I spent a lot of time doing that versus I'm burnt out?
I think it depends. I mean, not to say that you can't string a couple activities together that are, over that kind of bandwidth allocation, as long as I'm sitting here and balancing it out in other arenas. And I think you made such a great point. It's like, yes, like we're looking for stimulation, but stimulation can come from those relationships. And
exactly.
I tap into it all the time. I've got, a daughter that plays 5 different sports, and it's amazing being there, getting to be engaged in it. I think just understanding like that is just kind of the framework a little bit of how our brain works, and leading into that rather than trying to set up, structures that just don't fit the fact that this is a stimulation disorder. And if you frame it the right way, you should be able to kind of typically accomplish your goals across the board, not just occupationally, but socially, academically, and otherwise.